simple college boy trying to get his degree. Song's buffering. Hang on a second. God damn it. YouTube. Not now. Not like this. Okay. Anyway, I was just a simple college boy trying to earn his degree and make a name for himself in the world. I knew that I probably was just an average kid, but at the time I really felt like maybe I can make something of myself. Anyway, one day I was walking home from class. I had my satchel at my side and I was feeling good. And deep down inside I knew that something was coming, something different. Today was not a day like any other. Today was a day that would go down in my history as one of the most important days of my young life. That's when I saw her. I looked across the street and she smiled back and she winked at me. I was like, that's kind of weird. She looks like she's like 30 years old, but whatever, I'll roll with it. It's cool. Anyway, I give her a wave and I decide to cross the road. I got a text message from my mom and she said, please get back home, but I was like, no. I went up to this woman and I said, hey, my name's Stefano. How you doing? She said, no, my name's Stephanie. I said, that's kind of weird. We've got really similar names. She's like, I guess it is. I guess it's destiny. And she took my hand and I was like, what the fuck? And she spat in my face and said, yuck. And I was like, what the I mean, did you just spit in my face? And she's like, yeah. I was like, alright. Cool. And we walked down the road together for a little bit. She told me about her retarded kid. I was like, well, what's his name? She said, his name is Whiff. And I was like, what the fuck kind of name is Whiff? She's like, I know, well, but he changed his name legally. He's fucking retarded. I was like, okay. That's kind of weird, you know. What does he do for hobbies? She's like, he doesn't do anything but sit at home alone on his computer playing surf. I'm so worried about him. I'm so worried about his future. He doesn't have any friends. I swear to God, he's a pervert. I catch him looking at pictures of women online. I know for a fact that deep down inside that when he looks at me and tells me that he's done his exercise, that he's been lying. Because he doesn't do anything with his life or his time. He doesn't care about the way that he spends his days. The amount of time he spends sat in front of his computer will leave any average man amazed. And I said, let me speak to him. And I went up to Whiff. And I put my hand on his shoulder. And I slapped him across the face. And I scolded him. I said, Whiff, get your shit together. This life is about more than just sitting alone. This life is about connections. You can't stay at home. You have to get out there, make a name for yourself. You have to get out there. Blow that dust off the shelf. Come on, Whiff, take my hand. I'll show you what it means to be a man. I'll be the father figure you never had. I'll make sure that you fucking understand that in this world there are two roads you can take. There's the road of complacency. There's the road of laziness. And it's easy. And it's not hard. But if you take that other road, the road less traveled, then you will end up with a more fulfilling life. You will end up with a life that you'll be proud of at the end of the night. When you go to sleep, wrapped tight in your blanket, you can think about the way you spent your day, and legend has it that you may be amazed. Whiff, please. I'll change you. I'll change your life for the better. And at this point, Stephanie looked at me with a glint in her eyes. And she put her hand on mine and she said, you know, deep down inside I knew that this would come along one day. A man who would change our life for the better, a man who would be a father figure for my boy. And even though he's retarded and he's pretty annoying, maybe, just maybe, we can change him. Maybe, just maybe, we can make him better. Maybe together we can end up in a better position. I don't care, whatever, just take my hand. Marry me, Stefano. Marry me and raise our son. Raise him to be a real man. I know for a fact right now that you're the only one. And I accepted. And that's the story of a very special woman I met on a very special day. And her son Whiff, who was retarded but in the end turned out to be okay. Thank you.
That was awesome.
Beautiful. 10 times
I need
better.
about 2 more minutes of that, because I'm not finished jacking off.
That was so fucking good.
That was so...
It's
not me. He's like crying and eating popcorn. It's not me. I might have gotten popcorn while I was listening. It was actually really fucking good.
Hell
Another,
yeah.
another.
No,
About
stop.
what?
Stop. No.
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know. Exorcism.
That's weird, dude.
Nah,
Can you
dude.
do a story about BDSM? Like, that's my fetish.
Well, that's my fetish. No, come on, let's do something more family friendly. You know, we don't need into BDSM.
What
do
do you
this?
mean that's not family friendly?
Hey, what do you mean that's not family friendly?
What do you think happens in my basement?
Why does that guy's mic sound like the old sound on Half-Life when you take damage? What the fuck is that?
Which one? Which one?
This scarecrow
Yours.
guy. It sounds like you're constantly taking damage in Half-Life when you speak. Or shooting some kind of plasma cannon in an old school Duke Nukem game.
No way. They are waiting for you in the test chamber.
Alright, let's do another story, but this time I wake up and something happens. What happens when I wake up?
Your dick's hard.
My dick's hard?
Yes. Or soft, it depends, you know?
Alright. How was the music? Was it too loud?
No,
It was
I'm just...
perfect, man.
I'm just playing it on my phone. The story of my first erection. Part 1. You know, I was just a kid back then. You know, thinking about all the years that have gone past, all the things I've learned, it feels like it never even happened. But faintly, in the back of my mind, I can still remember that one special night when I went to bed with nothing but innocence on my mind. I woke up the next day and I felt strange. I don't know what was happening, but I felt overwhelmed and amazed. I looked at my iPod Touch and I saw the time was 7 a.m. I had to get up, I had to get dressed, I had to go to school, and, well, I don't know what would happen next. But I flipped over those covers. And there it was, in all its glory. I was like, what the hell is going on? I didn't understand at the time, I was still very young, but I looked down at that thing below my waist. It was hard and erect and had a salty taste. But anyway, that's besides the point. We're getting off track here. The fact is, I had an erection. I had an erection and I hadn't been taught what this was. I hadn't had a lesson. My dick was hard and I didn't know why, but when I touched it, it felt funny and I felt butterflies inside. And it didn't go away, not at first. It stayed there for 30 minutes until I felt slightly perversed. And then eventually, it died down and went back to that soft nature that it's always been. And when this happened, I didn't feel relieved, I felt scared. Like I just lost a very special friend. And when I'm back, I shouted, I said, come back, erection, erection, erection. But it didn't come. Fast forward a week. I'm lying on my pillow with my hand on my cheek, and I can feel something coming again. Almost like a thought off in the distance. Just a faint little twinkle. And I don't know what it was, but I needed to tinkle. So I got out of bed and went to the bathroom. And there it was again. My dick started changing, transforming. My mind started feeling euphoric as my penis was morphing. I looked down with a smile and a glint, and I started crying tears of joy right over the sink. My dick was hard again. My friend was back. The erection. I missed you so much. My dick was sensitive to the touch. My dick was big again. My friend was back, and I was never being more happy than at that moment. But, you know, time passed and they went away again. It reminded me almost of a friend I knew back in high school. A friend who left me for a girl called Sally and never texted me back. His name was Jack and I miss him so much. Terrible friend, just like my erection was. Why did he leave me? Why couldn't he just stick around? Fuck you, Jack. Fuck you, erection. Why don't you come back? Why do you leave me?
Erection.
I enjoyed it. I was enjoying myself. We could have been friends, you and me. We could have had a good time. But now I'm left here alone, crying. I feel so ashamed.
What the
Alright, what's
fuck
up,
is your problem?
Talking about a dick. What's your problem?
That was pretty good.